Hello, great people. Welcome back to our channel. We're so excited to have you again. Dr. George Nweke's case is still trending right now, and all those that were implicated in that press briefing are coming out to speak. If you check our video, you're going to hear what the ex-chairman of Obiukpo local government area had to say about the allegation that he was roped into. Now, interestingly, Ehie, who is the chief of staff to Governor Fubara, has also stepped out to talk about his involvement in the demolition of the House of Assembly. And I must tell you the truth that this is quite interesting. Listen to this from beginning to the end, and you will be able to flag some lies that the former head of service actually told in that histories, because a lot of things have come up, and is not just responding to it, but is giving some valid evidence and pointing fingers to cases that are already in court right now. Let me allow you, dive into it. We'll be back to.
I'm sure you watched days ago when the administrator in company of the resigned head of service, George Nweke, visited the House of Assembly complex, where the administrator himself, Rear Ibas retired, confirmed that the job is 80% completed and the contractor has been completely paid. So funding is not an issue. So this is an issue of misinformation. Anybody who has given brief decided to misinform the federal government. But we are not joining issue with Mr. President because he's part of the nation, and we believe in that in his wisdom, he has taken steps and actions that are in the best interest of Rivers State, Rivers people, and Nigeria. But for those who are around and who have been sending wrong information and updates. That being said, you asked an earlier question about the demolition of the House of Assembly, and I've said categorically that I have no hand, I was not privy, no information. I woke up in the early hours of 30th of October to hear that the assembly had been demolished. But it's important to clarify events leading to that date. You recall that I was leader of the 10th Rivers State Assembly under Martin Amaewhule as speaker. In the 9th Assembly, I was in the 8th Assembly, I was at the 9th Assembly and also the 10th Assembly. The 9th Assembly, I was the deputy speaker of the Rivers State Assembly, while Martin Amaewhule was the leader of the House. And so we have built this relationship, and the House has a procedure guided by the Constitution and the standing order. So we had finished screening commissioners on Thursday, when we adjourned to a later date. So everyone went home. Peacefully, happily celebrated their constituents who had made the list. So it was not an issue. 30th, let me state it clearly, 30th October. We didn't adjourn to 30th October after we had finished sitting on Thursday the previous week. So, and let me also make a very crystal point. In the House of Assembly, after every sitting, whether they're sitting or not, after every working day, now after every working day, there is usually the security under the authority of Mr. Speaker. So when it is 6 p.m., nobody has access to the House of Assembly complex except Mr. Speaker on any emergency. Nobody. Meanwhile, the 29th of October was on a Sunday. So if you say the assembly was burned down on a Sunday, go through the issues that were raised that day. In the case filed before Honorable Justice Aproko, before the Honorable Justice Obile, Federal High Court, and before the Federal High Court in Abuja, Honorable Justice Emeka Wite, we had over 10 witnesses, including men of the Nigerian police, ASP, inspector, and other ranking police officers, including civil officer, security agents that were at the gate. They stated clearly in their witness statement of oath that they saw the convoy of the speaker driving. That is why they allowed him access in the night of 29th of October. So it was very clear. Go and read through their witness statement that they allowed that night, Sunday, not even a working day, access. Don't forget, the House of Assembly is sharing proximity almost opposite the Nigerian Police Headquarters in River State, Moscow Road. So it is not possible to perpetrate any offense by way of gangsterism or anything. That's why they said that it was a convoy of the speaker. Who was the speaker? That's at October 29th. So that is why they opened the door, the gate, the entrance gate, and he drove in with his
Honorable Ehie,
it is only the speaker that has access to the River State House of Assembly
Amaewhule,
after working hours.
What exactly are you alleging? That Honorable Amaewhule should be asked a question? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, because he was the speaker at that. He was the one and the only one who has access, whether in the wee hours, not to talk of a weekend. Once it is over 6 p.m., there is only one person who, for emergency, can access the River State House Assembly complex.
All right, welcome back. My colleague is in the house. You've heard full details of what he's the chief of staff to Governor Fubara had to say. And, he's dragging in the speaker of the House of Assembly, Martin Amaewhule, into this whole thing. And, the evidence are everywhere. I don't know how Martin Amaewhule will absolve himself from this whole thing. But what was your standpoint? Do you think that with the story he is giving, he's totally absolved, and that's totally out of the whole allegation? And do you think that this statement by Ehie had gone an extra mile to prove that Dr. George Nweke, the former House head of staff under Fubara, that all his stories were lies?
I must say this is getting very interesting and so very complicated. To start with, if Martin Amaewhule is the one holding the National Assembly, River State Assembly,
the only one that can be granted entry after
close of business, and even on a day like a Sunday. It speaks volumes. Now the tables are beginning to change.
I'm telling you.
And the attention also is beginning to shift. Now, if you have access to entry, you also have access. You are the only one that can be granted access. And opposite to you is the police station, which means that the security agency always technically keeping an eye on that place. And there's another person who is now saying that he was there on a Sunday, not even on a working day, a head of service, who was not even, what were you even doing there? Are you the accountant that came to drop the money, or are you the one holding the ammunition that would have been used? So how would you have gotten such classified information?
Exactly.
And now this is an insider now saying that on that day was a Sunday, and we are so very sure head of service couldn't have gone to work on that day.
Exactly.
Very sure. Especially except for special occasion, and if it's even a special occasion, it has to be in the office.
He's not even a politician.
Do you understand? Now he so to speak, complicating and implicating himself over a situation, and it begin to make one wonder: is it that he was cajoled to say such a thing? That's one. Now, Martin Amaewhule's matter, because some persons would have said, being that there was rumor of impeachment, it makes a lot of sense to say that probably Fubara would have brought it. Now, this guy is bringing a dimension that was not open to Nigerians. Courtesy former head of service now is now saying that actually the only person permitted is Martin Amaewhule. We have seen Martin Amaewhule, with due respect to him, lie both under oath and in front of Nigerians when he opened his mouth and said he never defected. But before that, he had defected. He said he followed due process. So right now, we don't even know what to believe, because if Martin does not have a precedent, Martin Amaewhule doesn't have a precedent of calling black white, white black, he would have come out now and have said no, he's saying the truth. But right now, we don't know what to believe, because
interestingly, let me just put this to you. They said that some police officers who came out to give speak as witnesses, all of them said that the only person that was granted entry there was Martin Amaewhule. And that's all they have to say. That on that Sunday, Martin Amaewhule drove into the House of Assembly, his convoy.
Let's hope also that when the time is right, we will not be looking for these police officers as
They
witnesses.
say they have already given the witness in court
Oh, beautiful.
under oath.
So Martin Amaewhule, would he say now that he never went there or his spirit went there, because we have seen him say things and retreat? Well, let's say it plays out because this is a dimension that was never made public. I guess the Fubara's team always seem to be having something they keep behind, under wraps when the right time comes. But right now, the head of service now
That's
has
a lot of question.
implicated himself.
Seriously. And I think now, because according to he has already informed his lawyers, so the case is going to be a libel case against him, will be entering the court. Though I know that there are some powers that control the court. We'll leave it there. Let's meet in our conversation and talk more.